Chapter 5 Medical Studies at the University of Santo Tomas. Ateneo. Rizal had completed his vocational course in surveying, which he graduated with highest honors, run by GSETs. UST 1877 to 1882. He transferred to medical course where he won more literary laurels, had other romances with pretty girls, and fought against Spanish students who insulted the brown Filipino students run by Dominicans. Mother's opposition to higher education. Doña Teodora opposed the idea of sending Rizal to university to pursue higher education because she was aware what happened to Gomburza and feared of might would happen to Rizal. Rizal was surprised by his mother's opposition, who was a woman of education and culture. Despite her mother's opposition, Don Francisco told Pasiano to accompany Rizal to Manila. Rizal enters the university. April 1877, Rizal enrolled at UST, taking the course on philosophy and letters. Reasons. Number 1. His father liked it. Number 2. He was still uncertain as to what career to pursue. Father Pablo Ramon is the rector of the Ateneo. 1877 to 1878, Rizal studied cosmology, metaphysics, theodicy, and history of philosophy during his first-year term. 1877 to 1879, Rizal took up medical course upon the advice of Ateneo's rector to study medicine. Reason: to be able to cure his mother's growing blindness. Finishes surveying course in Ateneo, 1878. While Rizal was studying at UST, he also studied in Ateneo. He took up the vocational course leading to the title of Perito Agrimensor, or expert surveyor. He excelled in all subjects in the surveying course, obtaining gold medals in agriculture and topography. Vocational courses: agriculture, commerce, mechanics, and surveying. At the age of 17, he passed the final exam in the surveying course but could not be granted the title as surveyor because he was underage. November 25, 1881, the title as surveyor to Rizal. Extracurricular activities. Number 1, president in the Academy of Spanish Literature. Number 2, secretary in the Academy of Natural Sciences. Number 3, secretary, Marian Congregation. Romances with other girls. Segunda Katigbak, as known as Miss L. Fair with seductive and attractive eyes. Reasons: the sweet memory of Segunda was still fresh in his heart. Number 2, his father did not like the family of Miss L. The other one is Leonor Orang Valenzuela. She is a medical student from Calamba, Laguna, the charming daughter of Capitan Juan and Capitana Sanday Valenzuela. She is a tall girl with a regal bearing. Rizal sent Leonor a love note written in invisible ink. Leonor Rivera, Rizal's cousin from Camiling. Born in Camiling, Tarlac on April 11, 1867. She is a student of La Concordia College, where Rizal's sister, Soledad, was then studying. She is frail, pretty girl, and tender as a budding flower, with kindly, wistful eyes. Times, Leonor's pseudonym, in order to camouflage their intimate relationship from their parents and friends. Rizal lived in Casa Tomasina, number 6, Calle Santo Tomas, Intramuros. Antonio Rivero. He is Rizal's landlord uncle, father of Leonor Rivera. Victim of Spanish officers' brutality. One dark summer vacation night of 1878 in Calamba, when Rizal was a freshman medical student at the University of Santo Tomas, he was walking in the street and dimly perceived the figure of a man, while passing him not knowing that the person was a lieutenant of the Guardia Civil. He did not salute, not say a greetings, With a snarl, he turned upon Rizal, whipped out his sword, and brutally slashed his back. Rizal reported the incident to General Primo de Rivera, the Spanish governor general of the Philippines at the time, but nothing came out because he was an Indio and the accused was a Spaniard. Later, in a letter to Blumentritt dated March 21, 1887, he related, "I went to the Captain General but I could not obtain justice. My wound lasted 2 weeks."
To the Filipino youth, Liceo Artisto Literano o Artistic Literary Lyceum, a society of literary men and artists, and held a literary contest and offered a prize silver pen of either shape decorated with a gold ribbon for best poem. A la Juventud Filipina, the Filipino youth, a results prize winning an inspiring poem on flawless pour. Rizal wishes the Filipino youth to raise from the lethargy to let their genius mind fly swiftly the wind and descend with art and science to break the chains that have long bound the spirit of the people. So the reason why Rizal's poems was a classic in Philippines literature. Number 1. It was the first great poem in Spanish written by a Filipino, whose merit was recognized by Spanish literary authorities. And number 2, it expressed for the first time the nationalistic concept that the Filipinos were the fair hope of the fatherland. And then the Council of the Gods in 1880, or Artistic Literary Lyceum, opened another literary contest to the both Filipino and Spaniards to commemorate the 4th centennial of the death of Cervantes. Cervantes was Spain's glorified man of letters and famous author of Don Quixote. Rizal submitted an allegorical drama entitled El Consejo de los Dioses, the Council of the Gods. And the Council of the Gods was based on the Greek classics, aided by Father Rector of Ateneo. Prize gold ring engraved the bust of Cervantes. The winners, first place is Cerizals, and Cerizals age is 19 years old, and second place is Del Puso, because of its literary superiority. Other literary works, Junto al Pasig, o Besides the Pasig, Zarzuela, o staged by the Athenians on December 8, 1880, of the annual celebration of the feast day of Immaculate Conception of Patrones of Ateneo. At Pilipinas, a sonnet in 1880, Rizal urged all Filipino artists to glorify the Philippines. Ab el Aziz by Mahuma, poem 1879, was declaimed by an Athenian Manuel Ferdinand on the night of December 8, 1879, in honor of the Ateneo's patrones. AIMRP, o Pablo Ramon, a poem in 1881. Rizal wrote a poem as an expression of affection to Father Pablo Ramon, the Ateneo rector, who had been so kind and helpful to him. Rizal's visit to Pakilan Pagsahan sa summer of May 1881. Rizal went to the pilgrimage to the town of Pakil, famous shrine of the Virgen Maria de los Dolores. And he was accompanied by his sisters Saturnina, Maria, and Trinidad and their female friends. They took a casco of flat-bottom sailing vessels from Calamba to Pakil, Laguna, and stayed at the home of Mr. and Miss Manuel Regalado, whose son Nicolas was Rizal's friend in Manila. Rizal and his companions were fascinated by the famous toromba, or people dancing in the streets during the procession in honor of the miraculous Virgen Maria de los Dolores. Rizal was infatuated by a pretty girl, Colegiala, or Vicinta Bardoloza, and who skillfully played the harp at the Regalado home. A reason why Rizal and his company made side trip to the neighboring town of Pangsahan. And it was the native town of Leonor Valenzuela, and number two, to see the world famed Pangsahan Falls. Pagsahan Falls. And champion of Filipino student. Rizal was the champion of the Filipino students in their fights against the arrogant Spanish student. In 1880, Rizal founded a secret society of Filipino students in the University of Santo Tomas called Compañerismo or Comradeship, whose members were called Companions of Jehu, after the valiant Hebrew general who fought Armenians. Galiscano applicable results cousin from Batangas was the secretly first encounter near the Escolta in Manila, where Rizal was wounded on the head and tenderly was washed and dressed by Leonor Rivera in his boarding house, Casa Tumesina. And happy days at the UST. So, number one, the Dominican were hostile to him. And number two, the Filipino students were usually discriminated by the Spaniards. Number three, the method of instruction was absolute and repressive. The result, the most brilliant graduate of Ateneo failed to win high scholastic grade. Rizal's scholastic records in the UST in 1879 to 1882, 1877 to 1878, philosophy and letters, and cosmology and metaphysics. His grade is excellent, and theodicy excellent, and history of philosophy excellent. In 1878 to 1879, about the medicine in first year, physics is fair, chemistry is excellent, and natural history good, anatomy 1 is good, and then dissections 1 good. In 1879 to 1880, medicine in second year. Anatomy to is good and distinction to good and physiology good and private hygiene good and public hygiene good. In 1880 to 1881, medicine in third year. General pathology, fair and in therapeutics, excellent and surgery good. In 1881 to 1882, medicine in fourth year. Medical pathology, very good. Surgical pathology, very good. And obstetrics, very good. Decision to study abroad. After finishing the fourth year of his medical course, Rizal decided to study in Spain. He could no longer endure the rampant bigotry, discrimination, and hostility in the University of Santo Tomas. He did not seek his parents' permission and blessings to go abroad, and even this beloved Leonor. And the end of chapter 5. Thank you.